Addictive internet users have a 7.8 time higher likelihood of having physical, mental, and cognitive issues because of their internet use. Okay, I'm Dr. Trish Leigh, and in plain English, what does that mean? It means the more you use the internet, the more you are going to suffer. And you're going to suffer physically, you're going to suffer mentally. And in this video, I'm going to break down for you exactly what that means. I'm sharing information from a study that shows that addictive internet users are 7.8 times higher to have these issues, and problematic internet users are 3.3 times higher. So if you struggle with internet use, and in the previous video, I shared what those parameters are, but I will share them with you again here just to remind you, is that there's 5 main areas that you can check in, or you can use a compulsive internet use scale to be able to evaluate this to see if you have a problem with the internet. But basically, do you have loss of control over your internet use? Do you have a preoccupation? Do you feel the pull back into the screen to use the internet, your phone, or your computer? And man, that pull is strong. Thank goodness I'm a typical internet user and I don't have a problem with it. But even I feel the pull of checking my email at the end of the day, or I feel the pull of trolling and just seeing what nonsense the internet is going to serve me up. That pull is the preoccupation. It's the, maybe I'll just check my phone again. Check in with yourself on that. It produces conflict, either internally or externally. You know you should want to go do things in the world, but that pull into the screen is just so strong. So you give in and you go back on the internet, even though it's gorgeous out and you should be outside playing basketball with your dog, who you will beat because he has no opposable thumbs. That's how I beat my dog. So think about it. Is there an internal conflict, or is your partner riding you? Is there an external conflict? Do you not go to work because you're at home gaming? Do you call in? That's an external conflict with either your employer, with your partner, with your family, with your friends. Check in on that. Withdrawal symptoms. Stay out of the screen and see how it makes you feel. Withdrawal symptoms will include irritability, anger, anxiety, depression, brain fog. You will feel the symptoms of not going into the screen for the dopamine hit that your brain's gotten used to. Check in on that. And lastly, coping. We know that when people go into the internet a lot, it's to cope with feelings of stress or boredom. And many times you don't have other coping mechanisms set up. So when you don't go into the screen, that's why you have the withdrawal symptoms that you will feel. Okay, so in this video, let's talk about 7.8 times higher if you have addictive internet use, 3.3 times higher if you have problematic internet use on these difficulties. Number one, we're going to talk about negative somatic physical effects. Sleeping problems, insomnia. We know that going into the screen can trash your sleep. So if you have difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep, or both of them, it could be due to your internet use. It probably is if you classify yourself as addictive, for sure, and problematic, likely. Overweight. A sedentary lifestyle leads to not having a healthy weight and activity level. Poor nutrition. If you go into the screen, you hit the easy button for dopamine, and your brain gets this flood, this dopamine deluge that makes it feel good. And so then your brain is taught, I'm going to easy button my life. If you hit the easy button to go into the screen and you get this dopamine hit, then you want to hit the easy button on food. Poor nutrition, and you start eating more junk food, and you crave sugar, and you crave fat, and you crave salt. Poor nutrition is highly associated with internet addiction. Back and musculoskeletal issues. My hubs is a chiropractor, and there is such a thing as tech neck. And in today's day and age, we know that, look it up, tech neck. We know that kids are getting a hump in the back of their neck. It's called a reverse curve, and it's creating a lot of issues for kids and families that don't even understand. It's from the constant being on your phone. So we know that's a physical issue that comes along with too much internet use. Go see your local chiropractor so that you can get your neck and your back adjusted while you're decreasing your internet use. Okay, let's focus on negative psychosocial behaviors. ADHD symptoms are up. So we know from the science that when you use the internet too much, it increases theta slow speed in your brain. Theta increase, too much excessive theta slow speed is the biomarker for ADHD. So it's essentially internet induced ADHD. So many people I work with will tell me they've just been diagnosed with ADHD. And I'll say to them, did you have ADHD as a child? Many of them will say, no, I did not. And adult onset ADHD is not a thing. ADHD is a neurodevelopmental disorder. You develop it early on. You're born with the organic ADHD pattern, but that doesn't mean you don't struggle with the ADHD pattern. It's just induced by your internet use, and it's increased your theta, and now you have ADHD symptoms. That can definitely be happening to people who use the internet too much, especially gaming, because we know gaming slows your brain down even more, and explicit content. So check in on that if you're struggling with ADHD symptoms. Depression and anxiety, we know science shows they're through the roof because of internet use. Hostility and aggression, irritability, obsessive compulsive symptoms. Obsessive compulsive symptoms come out of a brain that's running too fast, too much high beta, and we know that's associated with internet addiction. Tobacco use, again, it's more need for stimulation and for calming in the brain. A brain that's using what I call the pendulum effect, too much slow and too much fast speed simultaneously, instead of perfect optimal brain processing speed in the middle. This pendulum effect pushes your brain back into the screen because it craves more stimulation and calming simultaneously. Stimulation for the too much slow, calming for the too much fast. And we know that tobacco tends to do both for people. Less time spent with real life peers, physical inactivity, sedentary lifestyle, self-destructive behaviors. Again, it's because it's changing the way that your brain is operating, increasing these mental health issues, and it's creating these problems for people. Many people who use the internet too much will have suicidal ideation because it changes the way that your brain is performing. So if you struggle with these mental health issues and you use the internet a lot, that's your first line of defense. Balance your internet use, and you'll likely find that these issues will improve. Okay, so if you're looking for help on this journey, please reach out to me at drtrishleigh.com. I have ways that I can see how your brain is performing, people on my team, and I would love to help you to be able to get out of the screen and get on purpose in your life. Okay, control your brain or it'll control you.